is going on, guys? Thank you so much for joining us right here on Outside the Brand. This is your Money in the Bank post show for July 2nd, 2022. I'm your host, Phil, and of course, this is Outside the Brand. Thank you so much for joining us on it's now Sunday night, wherever you may be, but the show was legitimately a couple of hours ago. The build to the show was terrible. I think we can all agree on that. But over the last few pay-per-views, I think we can kind of all agree that the build has not been that great. But the expectations when it comes to these shows, it turns out to be so low, but then we get to the show and it's fucking great. So I don't know what the hell happens. These shows are not really built all that well, and then we get to the show and they're just like over the moon, fantastic.
Yeah, man. I mean, I didn't expect this show to be as good as it was, and it definitely surpassed my expectations in more than one way.
Yes.
I think it was a classic WWE pay-per-view. They gave us a lot of stuff that we liked, and then they threw that one jab in there that we knew that most of us would hate, which was obviously that bum-ass winning the Money in the Bank match at the end. But Liv Morgan won. So
yes.
Nothing else matters to me.
Yeah.
Nothing else matters. I told you earlier I was all in on this.
Yeah.
And I didn't have many people that believed in
it. You
were
going to speak it into existence, and you did.
Yeah, I didn't have many people on I was like, I don't need anybody but me, and that shit worked. And now I'm just hoping that Charlotte doesn't come back and beat her in 17 seconds or something like that.
No, listen, we'll talk about all that stuff in just a second. But guys, Liv won Money in the Bank tonight, which was a complete shock to me. Listen, I love Liv. I've been loving Liv since her days in NXT. She's come so far since her days in NXT, and she has now won the SmackDown Women's Championship. I don't know how long this is going to last, but, Loff and I, as big Liv Morgan fans over here, we're going to enjoy it for as long as we have it here. And this is going to be a great thing for her. I think she's going to do great things for this division, hopefully, when it comes to her being the SmackDown Women's Champion. We also, when it comes to the men's Money in the Bank ladder match, WWE, they pulled the unpredictable card, not only with Liv Morgan, but adding a 8th member to the Money in the Bank ladder match, which turned out to be Austin Theory, who earlier on in the night lost the United States Championship to Big Bobby Lashley. Theory was the handpicked guy by Vince McMahon. As we all know, he is his protege, and that's the way they kind of sold it for him being added into the match. Now, Loff, unlike a lot of people, I like Theory. I do. I think he's got great potential. I think he's actually fantastic in the ring. And I think he's going to be a future piece in this company. But do I think that this is the right time to pull the trigger on him now? I don't. I really don't. I think this is way too early for him, being only 24 years old, and they're just doing this right away.
Bro, I told everyone on live, I was like, listen, this is a classic case of Stephanie and Triple H and Paul booking 95% of the show.
I was at that. I was in that part of the live, yeah. My boy and I were watching it.
you come into that point, and then Vince, you gotta get one. This is Austin Theory. You got one freaking one Vince hit, and that was the big power punch at the end. He's like, I'll give you everything else, but I'm gonna have my man win Money in the Bank for no reason. And that exactly what that. If he beats Roman, I want to see everyone just collapse, because then I'm gonna really see who is like really fickle. Because that is like the worst case scenario, even for me, because that doesn't seem like that is logical. I can't imagine.
Now knowing that he is Mr. Money in the Bank, Roman has to lose these championships because he can't beat Roman. He can't.
So that's the thing. Him beating Brock is like almost the same amount of stupid.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. He has to lose these championships, but he can't lose it to Brock. Drew has to win at least one of them at Clash. But then what happens with the other? It just doesn't. Here's the thing. I think Theory's fantastic, but like I said earlier, I don't. And this is just way too early for me. The show was great tonight, but we have to remember, guys, this is WWE. They find ways to mess this stuff up every single chance that they can get. Theory should not have won this match. He shouldn't have. Here's the thing. Do we want new stars? Yes, of course we do. We beg for it every single time. But we can't rush this shit.
Yeah.
The thing is, he is 24 years old. He is a baby when it comes to the main roster. And now he's being shoved down our throats.
They're giving him the Roman Reigns special, man.
He's being shoved down our throats, and people are going to turn on him. People are already turning on him. People don't like Theory enough as it is. I know some Theory fans in my circle and everything like that. Hell, I'm even a fan of Theory. I think Theory is great, but it's way too soon. It's way too soon. Rollins winning Money in the Bank has a story, aka Cody Rhodes. Riddle winning Money in the Bank has a story, aka Randall Keith Orton. Theory winning Money in the Bank, there's nothing there. There's nothing there. What kind of story can we tell with Theory winning Money in the Bank at 24 years old when he legitimately just lost the United States title like maybe an hour and a half before that? Maybe 2 hours at the most? There's no story. So I think Theory is great, but this is just way too soon. It's a head scratcher. It really is.
Very confusing, dog. I don't know. I can't wait till tomorrow morning because I think that's when it's gonna get in for everybody. And I just want
it's gonna hit everybody hard tomorrow.
Yeah. For me, I feel like if this would have hit me harder if like Becky won Money in the Bank.
Okay. Yeah.
I would have been enraged. But Liv winning and then winning the championship too, I can't be mad at this show as much as like that little part of me is screaming about this.
Yeah.
I can't be mad at this show.
I like Theory, so I'm gonna be intrigued on seeing where this goes, but I just think it's too soon. He's 24 years old. The guy has years upon years in his career, and it's just too soon. But we'll see where this goes. We beg for new stars, and two prime new star candidates won Money in the Bank tonight. So we can't really be mad at it, but can we argue that it's a little bit too soon, like I am? Yeah. For one of them, at least. Liv has been deserving of this for years. I'm fine with that.
It wasn't that hard to book this match.
No.
Like, even if you didn't have who's winning as the competitors are coming out, Rollins got an extreme ovation, Riddle got an extreme ovation. You could have picked between the two.
Hell, even Drew got a big ovation. I wouldn't have minded that. I know he's getting this shot at September, but I mean, hell, if they wanted to do it earlier, I would have been fine with it.
It's like if someone asked you to pick a number between 1 and 3, and you just say 72. Like, no, it's not.
Yeah, like no, that's not it. 1 and 3. Yeah. that's not our range we're going for here.
It just worked. Vince said 72, and that's what friggin' Theory winning.
But yeah, so we'll figure that out as things go on. But another thing that happened earlier on in the night, Bianca Belair did her thing. She did her thing. She retained her Raw Women's Championship tonight, and it was against Carmella, as we all know. And the thing is, Love, I think Carmella gets a ton of hate in just the wrestling community as a whole. And I was a part of that at one point, but then I started to grow and look into her a bit more, and a lot of her hate is really unwarranted. She did fine tonight against Bianca. It wasn't a long match by any means, but she did fine. And I think some of the hate that she gets is really unwarranted.
I mean, I guess I heavily dislike her, so I mean, I don't have anything else to say besides that. I mean, I don't see the reason for her to be.
No, she doesn't need to be a part of this at all. She doesn't need to be here in this type of spot. But I thought she did perfectly okay in this match tonight, and
I mean,
she was used for what she was used.
She can wrestle. I mean, my issue's never been her wrestling. It's just really been her character. So
yeah,
like wrestling, she did
an admirable job.
Yeah.
She just did what she was out there to do. I mean, the match was like only 7 minutes, but she was there and they did her thing. So I was cool with it. I mean, as long as Bianca came out on top, we really didn't matter.
Yeah, pretty much.
And then we also had, obviously, we had Big Bob winning the U.S. title. That was great. The biggest Bob we ever saw is now the biggest United States champion. What do they do with the United States Championship from there? Your guess is as good as mine, but we'll see where that goes.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you're throwing some open challenges in there. I don't know. I just don't want Bobby on the mic because he can't talk. So if you just give him a manager or something, you can really do something with it.
Then what was him splitting up with MVP for them about? Because he was a perfect man. Then what was him splitting away from MVP about? Because he was a perfect mouthpiece for him, and then they just split him up for no reason.
I cannot give you.
And now he's a 3-time United States champion, and we don't know what he's going for now. Do I think he really needs to be in the mid card? No, he should be up there in the main event picture. But nah, they're putting him in the mid card for whatever reason. But
I don't know, man. As long as we get Bobby and Walter at Survivor Series,
I'd be fine with that.
I'm cool with that, you know.
Because I don't see Walter losing that thing anytime soon.
No way in the world.
So that'll happen. So that'll most likely happen in November. Do you think we see a rematch at SummerSlam now that Cena's not going to be there?
No.
You don't. No. I don't want it. I don't want it either. I'm just asking for the sake of it.
No, I don't think so. I think they're gonna figure something else out. I don't know.
What I do think there's going to be a rematch is the tag team titles. The tag team titles, that was a fantastic match, easily the best match of the night. And when it comes to all of that, I think we're going to see that again at SummerSlam because, why not? Shenanigans ensued as always as Montez's shoulder was up during the pinfall, and they had legitimate right to be upset as to why they lost, but technically did not lose their matchup. We're going to see this match again at SummerSlam later on at the end of the month.
Remember when we talked about last night how this company had destroyed my hope in tag team wrestling?
With that match, you're fine with it now?
That match was amazing.
Yes, it was. It was a great match.
Of destroying tag team wrestling, but that right there was one of the best tag team matches I've ever seen in my life.
Yes, it was one of the best tag team matches in 2022 by far this year, easily.
If we're talking match of the year candidates when this year's over, that has to be up there. That was right there, was perfect.
A lot of tag team matches this year have to be in match of the year candidates because there have been some great tag team matches this year. In all companies, I'm talking about. In all companies.
Yeah. That has to be in the discussion right there. Because that right there was it was so good. I wasn't even mad that the Profits lost.
Yeah.
And Montez Shorter was not on the floor, was not on the mat. So that's
no. But that's why we're getting this again. We're going to get this again in SummerSlam at the end of the month because obviously of that being the case, and they're going to be using that to the storyline's advantage. And I'm telling you guys right now, Street Profits should become your tag team champions at SummerSlam. It's right. It's time. It's ready.
Right now.
It's time. It's time. Listen, you have this story right there in your hands now. You pull the trigger. You get them to be the tag team champions. If not, then what's all this for? What's with this shoulder being up or anything like that? What's all that for? You have the story right there in the palm of your hand. Take it, run with it, make the Profits the tag team champions.
Yeah. That's all you have to do.
So there you guys go. That's just a little bit of a taste of what we were going to be talking about tonight on the Outside the Brand post, on the Money in the Bank post show for Outside the Brand. You guys have been killing it as of late. You guys, this was a very long week for OTB because we've had stuff to do every single day of the week this week. And this was a very long week, but we're going to be back at it again tomorrow because I got the 3-person interview tomorrow with some great TikTokers, and you guys are going to be very excited about that. So you guys are not going to want to miss that. And then we're back at it again on Monday, and then Tuesday, and then Wednesday. And then our day off will be Thursday. So, you guys are still going to be getting content here on Outside the Brand, and you guys will be no shortage of information or content or anything of that nature. Now, nevertheless, we're gonna get right into things, guys. Thank you so much for joining us tonight on Outside the Brand. So let's get right into it. Now, before we do, I want you guys to hit that subscribe button down below, turn on the bell for all notifications, and while you're down there, please don't hesitate to hit that thumbs up button down below as well. You should be seeing no less than 20 likes tonight for Outside the Brand. You guys can also follow us on social media. All the TikTok links are down in the description below, and you guys can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at @BillyMatt_, and make sure to go get your t-shirts. Bonfire.com, the exclusive home of Outside the Brand, and it's merchandise.
Merch.
And guys, considering that this was Money in the Bank today, I decided to do a 15% off sale for the OTB version 3 t-shirt. So if you guys go to the checkout and type in the promo code MITB15, you guys can get 15% off your purchase of the OTB version 3 t-shirt. Now, the OTB version 3 t-shirt is the one that has our official logo that is on both sides of the screen right there. And you guys can go get that for 15% off by using the promo code MITB15. MITB15. It's there in the live chat for you guys to use on bonfire.com, the exclusive home of Outside the Brand and its merchandise. You guys can go rep OTB today, and it directly helps the channel every single time that you guys do buy something on bonfire.com. So rep OTB wherever you may go. Link is in the description for the merchandise store. So let's get right in to the show. Well, we kicked off with the women's Money in the Bank ladder match. Now, I kind of had a feeling we were going to kick off with one and end with one. That's usually how things go for Money in the Bank now. Kicking things off with the unpredictability of the women's Money in the Bank ladder match with Liv Morgan winning was so good. It was so good. Such a great way to kick off the night.
This is 2 Money in the Banks in a row that I've burst out into tears. I think this show is just. I think that's like the theme of these shows is make love cry, and it happened twice for two totally different reasons. But yeah, this match was weird though because I feel like it was a lot of just Shotzi scared me. I think Shotzi like messed up a lot.
Shotzi was the worst person of the entire night tonight. She was terrible.
I don't know why.
She was just terrible. There were miscues. There were just botches all over the place. She slipped everywhere. She almost injured Alexa Bliss to the point where she legitimately could have almost broken her back or arm. She was just terrible tonight, and she had no business being in that ladder match tonight. None.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just she's usually great, so I don't know why tonight it was just not on.
I mean, I get it. Everyone has their off day, but this was not the night to have an off day, especially with ladders involved, 7 people. This was not the night.
It's messed up, but hopefully everyone is healthy coming out of this match because there were a lot of big hits in this match. Even so,
I hope Raquel is okay, because Raquel almost got knocked out, and it was because of Shotzi. There was a point in the match where she was sandwiched in between. She tried to climb up the ladder to do a knee. She obviously slipped, and then she hit her head so hard on that ladder. She was pretty much unconscious for like a good 3-4 minutes, and then she finally gained consciousness to get back into the match. I hope Raquel is okay, because that was a scary, scary spot and situation.
Yeah, man, I hope Raquel's all right. You know, this match was just like all over the place, you know. So it wasn't the most boring.
It's not even just Sashi. It's not even just Sasha. Jesus Christ, I'm like Michael Cole because he tried to say Sasha too. It wasn't even just Shotzi though. There were a lot of mess ups tonight.
Yeah,
a lot of them.
That flip. I thought she hurt herself, but she like when she landed, I thought she like did a whole like a Seth Rollins thing, and I got so scared.
I thought both ankles were broken. I really did. Like she landed so awkwardly, but she was fine.
Yeah.
A lot of mess ups tonight in this women's Money in the Bank, and again, it's not really just Shotzi's fault. A lot of people have off days, and I'm not like that's not really an excuse when ladders are involved and kind of people's lives are, but it just happened. And I mean, obviously the ladder matches are not going to be without some kind of risk or injury or anything like that, but this was just an off night.
Indeed, it was.
But we had what we had in all of this, and Raquel, she wanted a power bomb. It was Asuka onto the ladder, but Asuka then flips her onto the desk, onto the floor, and she applied an armbar. Raquel then picks up Asuka off the floor, but Becky drop kicks them, and Asuka lands on the bridging ladder. Now it's between the ring apron and the announce table. So Becky then scales the ladder at ringside, and she is going to jump off with a leg drop to Asuka on the ladder, and both bounced off. Let's just be real. Becky almost completely missed.
Yeah, that looked stiff as hell.
Her ass really did the damage, not even the leg, and it just looked ugly. So there was that. And both of them just bounced off the ladder. Shotzi was busted open at one point and they showed Shotzi, and she was just busted open really bad. It says from the ladder spot that she had earlier when she was on doing the senton, the Miss Senton. So I guess that was when she was busted open, but she was really more busted on her face, and she landed on her back in that. So I have no idea what happened there.
I thought it was her makeup. I didn't see the first one. I just saw all the blood like dried up on her face. I was like, "What the hell is that?" And then someone
Yeah, no.
checked.
So she was the one busted open. So
Yeah.
I got no idea what happened there, but she was, and it was bad too. All the remaining women climb the ladders in the ring, but Becky then returns and shoves the ladders over. Lynch then climbs up, but Liv returns to climb up alongside. Lynch then kicks Liv's ladder over, but Morgan had her foot on top rope and shoved it back to get to where Becky was. Liv then knocks Becky off the ladder, then climbs up and retrieves the briefcase and becomes the Miss Money in the Bank winner. Liv Morgan is now your new 2022 Money in the Bank winner. Becky was beside herself at ringside, screaming and yelling at the fans. Liv is emotional after winning the briefcase and gets a big pop from the crowd. It was a well-deserved win. It was easily one of the most feel-good moments of the night for sure. The emotion was running wild on Liv's face tonight, and if you're a part of Twitter, you should have saw everybody just standing behind Liv, especially a good friend in Ruby Soho. She tweeted right after that saying, let me actually get up her tweet because this was just a very special moment for Ruby Soho because we all know what they went through when it came to the Riot Squad. Smiling from ear to ear right now with a money bag emoji. We know what Ruby Soho and Liv Morgan went through with the Riot Squad losing Sarah Logan, and then they were the only ones left. Ruby Soho got released from WWE. Liv was the only one left. She thought that she couldn't do anything now that her two friends were gone. Chose to speak for yourself, Liv. Speak for yourself because you just won Money in the Bank.
Definitely did. Definitely damn did. Damn, son.
Such a feel-good moment, though, really. It was such a good moment to see. The emotion was running wild, man. That was awesome.
I called the group chat, and I was just freaking sobbing, and I didn't know what to do.
Yeah.
That shit, man. I haven't stopped smiling for like 3 hours. So I mean that's just and she went back to SmackDown. Like that's literally how I played this back in my head, and it just happened all in the same time. And it was like I don't know what else to say. I'm so happy.
Yeah, no, this was great. Oh my god.
This is what I was trying to tell you, Phil. Live, and live. 3
live,
picks.
live, and live. Live in the bank.
You know, you see, you know.
Listen, I've been following Liv since her days in NXT. She's come so far than what she was from then to now. She deserves all of this. She really does. And I could not be more proud of her. This was absolutely fantastic. Liv, you killed it tonight. There were mix-ups here and there because of just some things out of control with ladders and everything else in between. But man, Liv, you deserve it. Congratulations. Go kill it on SmackDown as the SmackDown Women's Champion. The United States Championship was on the line next as Theory defended against Big Bob and Bobby Lashley.
Ugh.
This is a good match. It was a good match for what it was. Theory, Lashley. Whether this feud was built on flexing or posing, whatever you want to call it, this match was pretty damn good. Theory could work. Big Bob can obviously work. This was a good match. And we have a new United States champion as well.
Bobby Lashley is the biggest Bob I've ever seen. And
Yes.
he was getting out there and gave it to Theory, and I was ecstatic. I gotta upload my video for that because that was so much fun watching that happen too. Because Theory and him put on a very good match just as far as storytelling goes. That was a really, really, really cool match, and there wasn't really that much story into it. I feel like a lot of the story they just told within the match itself, and it was beautiful.
So Theory, he gets Lashley down and stomps on him, then grabs a rear chin lock. So here we go. We're slowing things down with the chin lock again, Loft.
Slow it down.
And Lashley eventually gets free of the hold and locks in the hurt lock, but Theory immediately escapes. Lashley then builds up a head of steam, but Theory goes to the apron right away. Theory then kicks him back and locks for a rolling dropkick, but Lashley then catches him in a military press in midair, which is fucking fantastic. That was great. Lashley then slams Theory for a near fall. Lashley then looks for a reverse dominator, but Theory then lands on his feet. Then sends Lashley into the ring post. Theory then goes to the apron this time and lands the rolling dropkick, but Bobby kicks out. Theory then wants the A-Town down, but Lashley then counters it and rolls him for a near fall. Lashley then looks for a tilt-a-whirl, but Theory then racks the eyes and hits a spear. And it was a rolling spear just like Bobby Lashley's. He did that forward roll that Bobby Lashley usually does. He did that exact same spear. Theory then picks up Lashley for the A-Town down, but Lashley then reverses it into the hurt lock, and he immediately taps out, and we got the new United States champion, the biggest United States champion, the big man, the big bald man, the big Bob, and Bobby Lashley.
Absolute perfection, man. I hope they do him well with this championship run because he definitely deserves to have a run that he doesn't look like a complete dumbass while being champion. So,
yes.
And please get him a manager for the love of God, please. Please.
The man can't speak. The man can't speak.
Alicia Fox back or something, and then just give her
Oh God, no.
I like
Alicia Fox.
You like Alicia Fox?
Alicia Fox was fucking terrible.
I love Alicia Fox. Alicia Fox.
She was disgusting. She couldn't talk. She couldn't wrestle. She couldn't do shit.
You like the scissors kick? I love the scissors kick. She was like top 10
she honestly made the scissors kick worse. She did.
Oh nah.
She made the scissors kick worse because of what was happening, and Booker T should be ashamed that he even gave that to her.
Oh, that's crazy. The Alicia Fox slander is crazy. Damn.
She was terrible. But what was not terrible was his Liv Morgan interview afterwards backstage. She says that the contract allows her to cash in anytime she wants, up to 1 year. So the possibilities are endless. She doesn't want to screw this up. She's never wanted anything more. Right now, WrestleMania sounds pretty good, but she doesn't want to worry about it. She just wants to celebrate. It was very interesting that she said WrestleMania, because I was like, wait a second. Why are you talking about that?
Yeah.
When we haven't even reached SummerSlam yet. But the cash-in happened tonight, so we don't have to worry.
That shit's crazy.
She said WrestleMania, so I was like, wait a second, what?
I was expecting that, so I'm like, all right, hopefully she'll hold it for a little bit. That's why when the Bianca match ended, I was like, whoa. When freaking Carmella attacked her, I was so freaking like conflicted at that point, and God, thank you that she didn't cash in there. But I didn't even care when she cashed in. I was just happy she won the shit. So that was just, oh my gosh, the whole WrestleMania thing threw me off though.
Yeah, that was, and I wasn't even lying too. She definitely did say that, right? She definitely did say something about WrestleMania. So I was like, wait a second, what was all that? She definitely said that. So I was like,
hey, better now than never. I'll say that. Shit. I don't want to wait till WrestleMania. Do it now. Fuck it.
yeah, no, that's fine. But yeah, that was something for sure. I want to. There was a list at one point to where you can like see how long these Money in the Bank briefcases were like cashed in on, like how long it took for people to cash into briefcases.
Yeah. I saw a few people saying that, but I don't care.
Yeah, no, it was fine. Like I didn't care. It's just
crazy, bro.
I mean, I'll find it. But yeah, Liv Morgan, she cashed in like maybe an hour and a half later, honestly. So it wasn't even really all that bad. But then we had the Rollins Championship on the line as Bianca Belair took on Carmella. Like I said, this match was serviceable for what it was. It only lasted around 7 minutes, but Bianca Belair retained, and that was all that mattered. It was what happened after the match that I was kind of a little bit afraid of.
You said what? I didn't hear that for some reason.
So Bianca retained. That's all that really mattered. The match was serviceable at best, with it only being 7 minutes. But it was what happened after the match that I was kind of a little bit afraid of.
Yeah, I don't know why they wrote down for her to cash in. I mean, for her to get beat down if no one's going to cash in. You know,
right?
Because Carmella's went out there and just lost the match, beat her up, and then Bianca's like, "I'm cool because I'm still won." So I mean, doesn't matter. But I don't know if they're going towards a rematch at SummerSlam, which is a terrible idea. I don't want to see this twice. I didn't want to see it once. So hopefully,
yeah. So I mean, this was all happening here. So Belair got Carmella in the corner and lands 9 punches. She backflips and lands a big right hand for number 10. Carmella then dodges Bianca and she hits the ring post. Then Carmella with an inside cradle for a 2. Carmella then with a super kick for a near fall. Carmella then slaps her, and then Belair, she slaps her back and then hits the KOD for the win. Now 1, 2, 3. Belair retains the title. Easy money.
Easy money.
After the match, Belair was celebrating, but Carmella then attacked her. Carmella then unloads a fury of punches and leaves Belair lying in the ring. That right there, whether anybody liked it or not, that was a perfect opportunity to cash in, and it didn't happen. So I was very happy with that, though. I did not want her to cash in on Bianca Belair. I was fine with that.
Yeah, man. I was so conflicted. I don't know if I wanted to cash in. I wanted Liv to win, but I didn't want Bianca to lose. So I'm just crying, and then nothing happens. So everything's fine.
So then we see a video package of the new WWE superstar Logan Paul at the Performance Center, training to become a WWE superstar. He's shown signing his WWE contract and saying that he didn't sign this to team up with The Miz. He signed it to kick his ass. So pretty much the exact same thing that anybody has probably seen on TikTok. They had the exact same thing on TikTok. They posted it on WWE's one. There you go. They just showed the exact same thing.
Yeah. I don't know about that.
I don't like Paul. I don't like Logan Paul being here, but this isn't a wrestling company. This is entertainment, and that's what he brings.
I guess.
I guess, yeah. I can't deny his audience. I still can't. But can I deny what he's done anything before that? Yeah, I can. I can. The man's a dick.
You can do whatever
and
you
his
want.
brother, and his brother's even more of one. So
I don't know which one is which. So I just know them as one's Paul. One's Paul. I don't know. Both Paul.
And both of them are Paul. It's Logan and Jake.
Yeah. I don't know what Paul is. So.
Then we had this video was just ridiculous and shouldn't have even aired, but earlier on today, Alexa Bliss entered her dressing room with Lily already there. There were tiny outfits just spread all over the room, and Bliss then asked her what she'd do to pay for all of that. Of course, she used a WWE credit card.
That crowd booed.
Yeah, so Lily bought Bliss a pair of rollerblades that were too small. The fans booed like crazy, like he said. Bliss, because it was just a commercial for the credit card. This was just ridiculous. It did not need to happen.
Buy the credit card right now. I was like, yeah.
I'm not going to buy a WWE credit card. No.
I kind of want the card. The red one looks kind of fire. I ain't going to cap. I kind of want it. I was so confused. I thought it was just a segment. And then like, credit card. The crowd goes, boo. I was like, yeah. Boo. It was just booed in unison. That was brilliant. I kind of want the card. All right, it looks kind of fire. That red one. I might have to get.
You're not going to buy a credit card. Calm down.
Yes, no, I am. Okay. You'll be confused. I'll turn around and call you with the card in my hand. You think I won't?
Oh, you would. But.
Wait, is it a credit card or a debit card?
It's a credit card.
Huh.
It is a credit card.
All right. Okay. You know what? I'm gonna talk to my financial advisors, and then we're gonna come back to you.
Oh my god.
We're gonna get back to you after that. A credit card is tough because that's tough for obvious reasons.
Yeah. Yeah.
If I could just give it a little debit card Fortnite skin.
Yeah, like I would have been fine with it if it was just like a skin for my actual debit card. Fine. Like fine, that's good. But no. It's a credit card to where you actually earn points for apparently you can have meet and greets or whatever, which is ridiculous. Apparently that's like a perk. Apparently.
So
let me look this up. Let me look this up.
Yo,
WWE Credit One Visa card.
So I'm not gonna be fucking goofy paying for a credit card. There's a big ass W on it. Yeah.
We'll talk about that video package in a second.
Oh yeah, that's sure.
Let's see. You guys are legitimately having me look this up right now. This is hilarious.
I want the card.
We recommend this card for Ultimate WWE fans average credit, everyday purchases, earning cashback rewards, cash features, card features, cashback rewards, meet WWE superstars. So yes, and
What?
WWE shop offers. Yeah. So earn 3% cashback rewards for eligible internet, cable, and satellite TV and mobile phone service purchases, 2% cashback rewardings on eligible dining purchases, and 1% cashback rewards on all other eligible purchases. Meet WWE superstars. Get access to exclusive meet and greet opportunities with WWE superstars and WWE shop offers. WWE credit card members get unique WWE shop discounts and online merchandise at the online merchandise store.
Nice.
Rates and fees, annual fee of $49, ARP of 24.74%, variable rate.
I ain't gonna cap. If SmackDown comes on and Liv Morgan's holding the credit card and she's like, buy it now, I'm buying the card.
Yeah, he's gonna buy it easily.
You know that video of the guy like slamming the card on the table, like slamming it on the table. I might use a credit card to buy a credit card. So.
We then had the undisputed WWE Tag Team titles on the line. Usos, Street Profits. This was match of the night. This was fucking fantastic.
Best tag team match I've seen in a few years. That was I don't know how else to say. That was just a perfect match. 5 stars. I don't care what fucking Meltzer says or whatever. That is a 5-star match right there. That is a 5-star match right there. Nothing less.
Styles, you could not be more right with that. Triple H buying water for his with his WWE credit card for his entrance. Easy. So Dawkins and Jay throw punches at each other. Uso then lands an enziguri to both men, and they are down. Dawkins then ducks Jay and knocks Jimmy off the apron. Then gets Jay up in the electric chair and tags him forward. Jimmy then saves his brother and sends Angelo to the ring post. Montez then eats double super kicks, but kicks out, and the fans erupt. Like, that was a huge pop for the kick out there. The Usos then hit the 1D, but Ford counters it with a Hurricane Rana and sends them both to the outside. Ford then dives over to the ring post with a tope, and Jimmy and that sends Jimmy and Jay to the floor. Ford then gets Jay back in the ring and tags in Dawkins for an uppercut. Then Montez then tags back in and does from the heavens and covers, but Jimmy breaks it up and the crowd erupts again. This is absolutely fantastic from that point, because the crowd was just going crazy. They really were. Both teams slowly get up, and the fans are chanting "Fight Forever." Then they break out into pretty much a hockey fight. They were just going at it, all 4 of them in the ring. They were just going. They were just going at it, and it was just crazy. And it just breaks down. Dawkins then gets knocked out of the ring and gets sent over the barricade. Then they use the super kick Montez and hit the 1D, 1, 2, 3. At one point in this match, though, it was earlier on. At one point, I thought the Street Profits were going to win when they were doing that electric chair Doomsday Device blockbuster.
Yeah.
That was fantastic, bro. That I would not have been mad at all if that was going to be the finish of the match. Everything about these false finishes, fan-freaking-tastic, bro. Absolutely great.
That shit should have been the one right there. That should have been the one right there. I was really hoping it was, but
like you said, I wasn't even mad that the Street Profits lost just because of how good that match really was.
yeah, man. And Angelo
Now,
Dawkins.
is that going? Go ahead with Dawkins because he deserves his props too.
I think Dawkins really outperformed like a lot of people's expectations. I know he outperformed mine. Like we knew that he was good, but he went out there and like proved it tonight because
we may all think that Montez is the star and all that, but Angelo he did very well tonight, and he deserves his flowers too.
He did his damn thing. That's why SummerSlam has to be like I don't know how they can do.
It has to be the crowning moment. Has to be.
Yeah.
Like they've worked their asses off. Listen, I have not liked the Street Profits since January because they just continue to get tag team title opportunity, boom, 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 and they just were stale to me at one point. But this match right here, this got me back onto them because of not only how good this match was, but because of their inevitability to keep the crowd within them no matter how long this takes. This was fantastic tonight, and if they don't do the crowning moment at SummerSlam, what is all of this for?
Yeah.
You gotta pull it now, because people are going to turn on them at one point. I almost did. I did until tonight again. I'm back on them. If I turned on them at one point, people can turn on them too, just as easily. So you pull the trigger now.
Facts.
And their facial expressions, just again, like Styles is saying, their facial expressions itself told the entire story, and they're going to tell the entire story heading into the later on month because of the fact that Montez's shoulder was still off the mat.
Yeah.
Angelo's face said it all tonight when he was going for covers and he was just mouth wide open, agape, everything. He was just like, what the fuck am I supposed to do?
That was me just staring at the screen like, how is this match still going on? That shit was crazy. So
after the match, the Usos are leaving. And then when they see the replay that shows Jimmy pinning Ford, Ford's shoulder was clearly off the mat. And it was clear as day off the mat, too. The Profits are irate at this point, and they want to run it back. And we went to commercial, but it wasn't a commercial like we normally get off.
Not at all.
We see this creepy video package with dark streets, churches, alleyways, candles, and a man. From here, from what this note says, it looked like Gable Steveson. But people immediately thought it was Bray because of everything that it's symboled here with the candles and the churches and all that stuff. I thought it was Bray. I did. But then I looked into the video package a little bit more deeply. There was a reference to Kurt Angle with the gold medal. There was a Hardy Boy reference in there somewhere. I don't know where, but there was. There was a Dudley Boy
thing. His arm sleeves were hanging next to the Dudley glasses, John.
So there was the Dudley Boy, like you're saying, and there was a Latino Heat Florida license plate in there.
Yeah.
The three people that are heavily being rumored right now are Bray, Gable Steveson, and Edge. I can see it being Edge because of all those references. Because obviously the Hardys have a big history with Edge. Kurt Angle was his first major feud within WWE. And the Dudley Boys, we know what Edge, Christian, and the Dudley Boys done along with the Hardys. So I don't. So going back onto everything that I said earlier, I don't think it's Bray. I would love it if it was Bray. I think Bray should come back to pro wrestling, but only when he's ready. If this is Edge, I am not mad at it. Because I wonder what the hell this is going to be for Edge when he does return.
Yeah, this is. It's gotta be something extravagant. I hope, because that came out of nowhere. I was so confused, and then it went away. And we were just talking about that for the rest of for the whole Ronda and Natalya match. We were not watching that match. We were just trying to figure out who and what we just watched, So we'll see what happens about that.
And Styles brings up a good point too. I mean, he's saying that it's definitely Bray because the gloves, the boots, the medal was for attacking Kurt, which he did. The X was when he had his feud with Balor. Hardy sleeves was when he had his team with Matt Hardy along with feud. Dudley's was when they were doing the Dudleys. They did the Dudleys versus the Wyatts. So he's thinking it's Bray. There's an easy possibility that it could be Edge too, like Corbin is saying. Either way, guys, we're just going to have to wait it out and see. I'll be fine with either. I really would. With it being Gable Steveson, no, there's no chance, because I don't think Gable Steveson would be this dark of a character right off the bat. Gable Steveson, I don't see that.
Hey, man. I never. I try my best.
I shouldn't say never though, because WWE, they do what they want.
they'll throw a freaking hook in there, like anything you've ever seen in your life. So, I mean, I don't know.
The Eddie Guerrero license plate, that's interesting though too. I don't know, because honestly, I mean, Edge does kind of have a little bit of a history with Eddie, because I mean, he has a history with the Mysterios, but I don't know. The Eddie license plate really confused me out of all of that.
Yeah.
I'm just intrigued, and I'll be waiting to see what happens.
Yeah.
Because all this is happening soon. They're not just doing this to wait 7 months like they did with Veer.
I hope not.
This is happening soon. And I would want it to happen soon.
I hope not, man.
We then had the SmackDown Women's Championship on the line, which was easily the worst match of the night. Ronda Rousey versus Natalya. This match was way too long. And honestly, good riddance Ronda Rousey, because she got cashed in on tonight.
Oh, happy day.
Very happy day. But yeah, this to me was easily the worst match of the night.
Yeah, like I said, we were not paying attention to this match. We started watching this match like 5 minutes towards the end of it.
Yeah,
especially at the end.
Sam, my boy and I, we just did not care.
We knew Ron was going to win, and I didn't really care that much in the slightest. It was just waiting for it to be over. So
Ronda hits a judo throw and looks for an armbar, but Natalya then slings her out of the ring. Natalya then goes to the outside, and they say Ronda tweaked her knee on the fall. Natalya then attacks the knee and gets Ronda on the apron and applies a sharpshooter, but Rousey then rolls her over, and Natalya slams her into the ring post. Natalya then gets back in the ring at 9, and Rousey is limping. She wants Piper's Pit, but her leg gives out. Natalya then locks in a roll-up, but Rousey then counters it with an armbar attempt. Natalya then reverses that into a sharpshooter, but Rousey counters that into an ankle lock. Then Natalya is dragged away from the ropes and goes for a sharpshooter once again. Then Rousey gets her armbar in a very weird version of her armbar. It was more like a triangle choke armbar thing, and she immediately taps out. Ronda Rousey retains the title. After the match, Liv Morgan then runs down to cash in her Money in the Bank briefcase. And then we had a second SmackDown Women's Championship match tonight, as it was Ronda Rousey versus Liv Morgan. The bell rings and Liv runs at Rousey with a kick, but gets caught and taken down with an ankle lock. And she was in this ankle lock for a very long time. I did not want WWE to pull a Baron Corbin.
Dog, when I said my whole mood drop, I was about to end stream, turn the show off. I was about to just leave because that would have been that would have been like the final end of it. I would have just stopped watching. I would have told the live goodbye and I was going to bed. And y'all want to hear from me till tomorrow because I was just about to be it. I'm so happy.
I did not want it to be a Baron Corbin moment. I really didn't.
Yeah.
I would have been the exact same way. I really would have. My boy and I, we would have probably just went upstairs. We probably would have played Xbox for the rest of the night until I had to go home. Like that's seriously what we probably would have done if Liv cashed in like an hour and a half later and just lost. Like, I did not want it to turn into a Baron Corbin moment, but luckily it didn't, as Liv fought out of it, kicked her off, and then rolls her up for the win. 1, 2, 3. And we have a new SmackDown Women's Champion in Liv Morgan. After the match, Rousey then looks at Liv, then hugs her, raises her arm, and Morgan is left alone in the ring to celebrate her huge title victory. There you go. Good stuff. Really. Could not be more proud of Liv Morgan here. She's been overlooked for far too long. She's been disrespected for far too long. We don't know how long this is going to last, but we're going to enjoy it.
Cause you know something? I posted this on TikTok and I've seen like 4 comments, and to me that's a lot considering that like the ratio between like the positive comments. Everyone's like, yeah, man, Charlotte is gonna take it back at SummerSlam. And I'm like, well, you're not wrong. Please let me have this moment for once in my damn life, because I have been waiting for this for so long. So look, if if God forbid Charlotte beats her at SummerSlam and just the most egregious thing ever, just let me have this night, please. And then whatever happens, hopefully it doesn't happen. Hopefully Liv changes things, but my worry isn't going to rise until I see how SmackDown handles this. You know what I'm saying? Because it's the best part about it is I definitely think that she deserves to go on SmackDown. So that worked out. So considering whenever Bayley comes back, considering hopefully Charlotte goes over to Raw, because I don't need to see Bayley and Charlotte on the same show, honestly. But just give Liv Morgan some. I hope at the least let her get through this summer with the championship. You know, at least. I'm not saying go no full Roman Reigns thing with her. Obviously, I don't even think that they even value her in that way. I wish.
Here's the thing.
Just at least through the summer. At least through the summer, and then we can move on from there.
If she held this championship since till December, at like what I believe, what would be the December pay-per-view? Probably TLC again.
I think so.
If she held it till December and lost it at that pay-per-view, I wouldn't be mad, because you would have had the Survivor Series. You would have gone through the summer. Would have been fine with it. Then you can also try to do the redemption story of Liv going back into the Royal Rumble, possibly trying to get that championship back. You can do something with that. If she lost it in December, I wouldn't be too upset, because it would have been giving her a little bit of a reign. Because what are we in right now? We're in July, so June, July, August, September, October, November, December. That's about a 5-month reign.
Mm-hmm.
That's not bad. It's not bad for her first ever women's championship reign. Do I want? Listen. No, I want her to hold this thing, and I want her to hold this thing proud. She fucking deserves this thing. And I'm not trying to just count her demise already. In December, she has to lose this. No. I'm just saying that if it ever did come to that, I wouldn't be upset with the 5-month reign for her first ever title win.
Hey, man. I'm going to value each day of this.
Yes. Just take this day by day for right now. And I'm fine with that, really, because she needs something, and she's needed something for a very long time. This was great. I'm going to keep this. We're going to keep this in our pocket because we've been wanting this.
For real.
I've been wanting this because of her days in NXT, and I saw her days in NXT, and I saw her potential then. Because she had the exact same type of emotion, the exact same type of fan base, the exact same type of mentality since her days in NXT. She was completely different from her days in NXT with character-wise and pretty much her wrestling and all that kind of stuff, because she was very green. But in NXT, you're supposed to learn about yourself. You're supposed to learn about who you are. Now she knows who the fuck she is. She's a SmackDown Women's fucking champion right now. Take this day by day. Live it every moment. No pun intended. Jesus. That's going to be... There's going to be puns all over the place with that now. But take this day by day. Live every moment when it comes to this women's championship reign. And just take it with you for as long as you can, because this is something special, and she's been deserving of this and being pushed around and being pushed aside for far too long. This is great. Let's keep it that way.
Hopefully, man.
Then we had the men's Money in the Bank ladder match. And everybody made their entrances. They do their own pleasure teas and all that stuff. But then Adam Pearce comes out. He says that it's been a very special night in Vegas, but why not make it even more special by adding someone? He's saying, I'm raising your 7 and adding one more to make it 8. And your 8th entry is none other than Theory. They shake hands, and then Theory makes his entrance down to the ring, as it is an 8-person men's Money in the Bank ladder match now, as Drew McIntyre took on Sheamus, Riddle, Seth Rollins, Sami Zayn, Madcap, Omos, and Theory. Now, this was a fantastic Money in the Bank ladder match. This was great. I loved everything about this. You had, obviously, the big man spots with Omos. You had everything like that. You had the burial of Omos in the ladders. You had everybody, except for Theory, doing that big powerbomb spot through the table onto Omos. This was a great ladder match. And we also had very high spots with Riddle doing an RKO to Seth Rollins on top of the ladders. You had a floating bro on top of a ladder. A ton of stuff happened in this match, and it was great. And then the ending happened.
Yeah. What the hell? So, McIntyre takes Sheamus down with a future shot DDT, then sets up a ladder on top of Sheamus' body. Butch then all of a sudden comes running down and climbs on Drew, who is on the ladder. Then he gets on the back of Drew McIntyre. Drew then keeps on climbing, but with Butch on his back, he gets pulled down and Sheamus hits him with a bro kick. Sheamus then pins Drew McIntyre underneath a ladder
and starts climbing on it. McIntyre is then bench pressing this ladder, and Sheamus falls off. A Claymore to Butch, and Drew kips up. McIntyre then climbs. Oh shit. What happened? Okay, no, we're good. Make it back to where I need to be. My app just crashed. Hold on, guys. I'll be right there. There we go. So, damn, what happened? Okay, so McIntyre then climbs up and Sheamus returns to join him, but Zayn then pushes them both off the ladder and they hit a ladder in the corner. McIntyre hit face first. I hope he's okay.
He took a bump.
Yeah, that was pretty bad. So Zayn then scales the ladder and he gets to the top, but Moss knocks him off. Moss then climbs up, but then Rollins tips the ladder over and hits the stomp. Riddle then hits Seth with a really big ladder, and he sets that one up. Like, this one was, I don't even know where the fuck he found this thing. This was like over the handle of the Money in the Bank briefcase. Like, it was fucking huge.
That was a very big ladder.
I'm like, why can't anybody find that one? Like, Riddle has the right idea. He has a ladder that's so above the briefcase that it goes above the handle. So Riddle had the right idea. So he gets all of this, and Riddle climbs up, but Rollins then tries to fight him off, and does so. But then Rollins stands on both ladders and tries to grab the briefcase, but Riddle then climbs up and grabs him, and it's a super RKO from top of both ladders. That was fantastic. That was a great spot.
Yeah.
Riddle then begins to climb back up, but Theory returns and climbs the other side. Riddle then gets his hands on the Money in the Bank briefcase, but Theory then pushes him off. They trade back and forth until Theory just shoves Riddle off, and then Theory is all alone and retrieves the Money in the Bank briefcase. Theory is now Mr. Money in the Bank. And that's how we ended the show. Theory upgraded from the United States Championship to the Money in the Bank briefcase. I already told you guys earlier, this is way too soon. But I can't be mad at it because making new stars, there you go. Theory's 24 years old. It's just too soon for me, in my opinion.
I ain't gonna cap to you. I just don't know that first of all, wait a minute, because this is all going to depend on how long Theory holds this briefcase.
Yes.
Because if
he has
Theory,
up to 1 year.
Yeah, if Theory being a heel cashes in on Roman, who was also a heel,
yes,
that is counterproductive.
Exactly.
Am I mad at Theory really winning? I'm not sure yet. Because while I don't agree with it, I still think it was one of those things where they had to throw something in there that was pushing the WWE agenda, and that is what that is, because he is now being pushed down our throats. Whether you like him being pushed down our throats or not, that's what the objective is now, because anybody who loses the championship and gets put in the ladder match to become world champion in the same damn night, within an hour within each other, they're trying to tell you something without really telling you something. And
wait a second, did Brock do the same thing at the Rumble this year too?
I think so.
I mean, Brock's a totally different story. I know that.
Yeah,
but
I think
I
so.
mean,
I don't
Brock.
remember.
I think Brock lost the championship at that time, and then he won
Yeah,
the Royal
yep,
Rumble.
yeah.
And again, Brock is a totally different story. We get that, but again, you kind of have the exact same thing, where either Brock wasn't really trying to be shoved down our throats, but you had the exact same kind of thing at the Rumble.
It really just has to depend on how long he holds the briefcase, because if they try to do this too fast, especially during this whole Roman thing, damn, my voice keeps cracking, during this whole Roman thing, it's not going to go over well, and it's going to look stupid. You feel me?
Yeah.
So I'm not sure what the next move is. You know, he's going to be on. I pretty much accepted that he's going to be the next person that they're heavily pushing in front of you. I do feel like it's about to be a face Roman Reigns thing, to where they're just booing
They're
him out.
going to turn on him. People are going to turn.
That's what happens, because he won it, and you saw immediately people just dipped from the arena.
People legitimately left the arena, guys. People are already turning on him.
That was the most telling part of it. You started to show off with something that they loved, and then you ended it with something that they hated. Heel or not.
You had two people that had stories heading into this. Seth, winning Money in the Bank, has a story. Riddle, winning Money in the Bank, has a story. Theory, winning Money in the Bank, has fucking nothing. And people knew that, so they fucking left.
That's why there was no point in just, if you were going to have him in a match, put him in the match. You know, put him in there besides someone. But just
you could have had him qualify, and we would have been fine.
Yeah, even so, adding him in already told you that he was going to win the match. It was just
exactly,
you had that small hope that maybe they weren't going to do it, but of course they did it, because the whole night tonight, except for the Usos, was like fan service. You know, because we've been asking for certain things since last year, and for the most part they delivered. But they're like, all right, we're gonna get one hit in, and this is their hit. So that's just the reality of it. Do I think Austin Theory has potential? Of course, he can wrestle. You know, no one could take.
He is fantastic.
You know what I'm saying? But I haven't been a fan of this character. I just think he's a knockoff Tyler Breeze. So I mean, if he moves on from the whole selfie thing, then maybe I can understand. I don't understand what his thing is now. I don't care if he's champion or not. I don't think I'm ever going to understand it. But maybe it's not for me to understand. Maybe I just have to accept the fact that he's going to be the next world champion, as much as that fucking disgusts me. So whatever, I guess. I just don't have him pin Roman or Brock. For the love of God, don't do that, because then you're gonna see some you're gonna see some freaking backlash that you haven't seen since 2015, and I'm not sure if they want that, because that if they thought Roman Reigns getting booed was bad, if he goes out there and comes out the winner from Brock and Roman Reigns, no. Nah.
No. That's just not gonna work.
Nah. So
listen. The reason why Austin won this Money in the Bank ladder match tonight, Roman is not going to be champion. Roman is not going to be champion. Brock is not going to be champion. None of those people that are going to be happening in the SummerSlam main event this year are going to be champion. Somebody else has to take those titles off of Roman. Whether it's separate or whether it's the same. Somebody holding both titles again. Somebody has to take those titles off of Roman. Because Theory beating Roman or Brock is not going to work.
Listen, you know, they like to, every time they have something that they like, they just like to blow their freaking load everywhere.
Exactly.
So SummerSlam is like, unfortunately, I feel like they're about to pull the trigger at SummerSlam. And then I'm going to see how people are talking then, because obviously this is something that he should hold for a long time. But if they just pop the bottle at SummerSlam, then we're going to have a serious discussion.
You're gonna see the exact same reaction to me. It's fucking too soon.
Because
it's too fucking soon.
If Brock and Roman
I ain't changing my mind here.
Each other, that's the thing. If Brock and Roman destroy each other at SummerSlam, and the Theory slides in and just pins Roman, that is going to be something insane. Because then you're going to have people who are okay with it, but at the same time they're going to be confused because a heel just pinned a heel. Roman Reigns is like a over heel. He's like a heel that a lot of people like, I'll say. And it seems like Theory is just a heel that no one likes. It's counterproductive, and it doesn't make much sense to me. Obviously there's two sides of it, because there's people that like Theory and the people that don't. I could care less, honestly, because my focus at that point, at this point, I should say, is not Austin Theory. But I do believe that they're about to pull the trigger at SummerSlam, and I do believe that at the end of SummerSlam he'll be undisputed champion, and then we're gonna have a serious discussion about who Vince likes and who he decides to jam down our throat. Because I'm gonna tell you right now, they're trying to make him John Cena 2.0. I don't care if you don't like it. I don't care. They
are.
See it. That is what it is. They're trying to make
easily what's happening.
That they're trying to build their new face of the company, and they're going faster now because Roman Reigns is going to Hollywood.
Yes.
So
exactly. That's it.
Roman was the one next up, and obviously he's doing his thing now. When Roman goes to Hollywood, Theory's the next guy up.
Yes.
And they're very obvious with that. So there's no use even fighting it, to be honest with you.
No.
There's no use wasting energy in fighting it. Is it stupid as all hell? To me it is, but
I think he's great. I think he is the future of this business, but he's 24 fucking years old. It doesn't need to happen right now. But I know where you're coming from with that, because that is exactly what's happening right now. Cena was the guy. Then Roman came along, and Roman was that next guy up because Vince pretty much hand chosen him to be that guy. Now Roman's going to Hollywood, just like Cena. So what does he have to do? What does Vince have to do? He has to find his next guy. And his next guy, the handpicked guy, has been Theory this entire time. They got him to the United States Championship. They fast-tracked him over to there. And then they upgraded him from the United States Championship tonight to the Money in the Bank now. And if he's going to cash in at SummerSlam, like you are pretty much predicting, they are fast-tracking him from the United States to the WWE title just to make him the next guy. And if that happens, is it going to shock me a single bit? No, because that's what Vince does. He just goes on and he does his agendas. But is it too fucking soon? Yes. But that doesn't matter what I think. It doesn't. And it doesn't matter what you think, Klopp. And it doesn't matter what anybody thinks. Vince is going to do what Vince is going to do. If you think that Vince is not running this company, you're fucking lying to yourself, because he still is. He's going to do whatever he wants to do. And what he is trying to do right now is make Theory the guy in all of WWE.
Brock and Roman now is Braun and Theory in the future. I still believe that.
That is a very interesting point, and I agree with you 100%. That is a fantastic point. That is awesome, actually.
That's what it is. I just thought of that. That is exactly what it is. What Brock and Roman
is absolutely awesome, actually. That's perfect comparison. Yes.
Braun and Theory will be that for the future, because he loves both of them. He just can't push Braun up to the main roster right now because he's NXT champion. But he could if he wanted to, but he's just not doing it. But it's all going to depend on where Vince is in the company as well. Because if somehow he gets demoted again or something like that, then obviously I think things will change. But we're in a different situation now, so just get prepared for some stupid stuff. SummerSlam's gonna be hilarious.
All right, guys. Well, that's it. That was your Money in the Bank. With everything going on, it's going to be a very interesting month because we had Money in the Bank at the beginning of the month. SummerSlam is at the end of the month. SummerSlam is on July 30th. Okay? So we got 4 Monday Night Raws and 4 Friday Night SmackDowns to get through till we get till Saturday, July 30th for SummerSlam. Roman and Brock, Theory being Mr. Money in the Bank. Liv was Miss Money in the Bank until she cashed in later on in the night to become SmackDown Women's Champion. Bianca's still Raw Women's Champion. Big Bob is the United States Champion. The Usos are the Undisputed Tag Team Champions. There's a lot to go over, and we still got some more championships to decide on SmackDown because what's going to happen with Walter and the Intercontinental Championship, what's going to happen... Oh, wait. I think that's it, yeah.
Yeah.
Intercontinental United States, the double tag team, they're unified, so that's why I say double. The double world title because Roman. And then the 2 women's championships. Yeah, so we really only have to think about the Intercontinental Championship for the next 4 weeks. Technically the United States title too, because I don't want it to be a rematch, because obviously obviously Theory's Mr. Money in the Bank, so he's not going to be going after the United States title anymore.
Yeah.
So really, if you want to think about it, the only 2 championships that we really need builds for, we need builds for all of this. Don't get that twisted. But the people that we need to figure out opponents for, I should say, are the United States and Intercontinental Championships. Because we're most likely going to get Street Profits and Usos again. Roman and Brock is already confirmed. I pray to God that we can get Rhea Ripley and Bianca Belair at SummerSlam, because we didn't get it here at Money in the Bank.
Yeah.
Liv, we need to figure out what Liv is doing too, so that's another one I should have said. And then obviously the tag titles, I mean, we have that in the bag anyway with the Usos and Street Profits. So we got 3 championships we need to really look out for. Everything else is pretty much all set and ready to go. And the singles matches that could just happen because of feuds, we'll see where that goes. SummerSlam is going to be a very interesting thing at the end of the month. And we're just going to have to see where it goes. Because Theory being Mr. Money in the Bank, that shakes up everything. I mean, legitimately everything than what we originally thought was going to happen. And here's the thing, guys. It wasn't just us. It wasn't just us here on Outside the Brand. It was everybody on Wrestle Talk that legitimately had the same thing going. I think pretty much everybody in the Wrestle Talk community had Rollins or Riddle winning this Money in the Bank. We were all pretty much in agreement, which rarely happens.
Yeah.
It rarely happens when all of us are standing behind something, and then WWE, they always do what they had to do, and they just shake things up to make us, what the fuck?
They do it, man.
So there's all that. But yeah, that was Money in the Bank. Thank you guys so much for joining us right here on Outside Brand. like, comment, and subscribe for more. Turn on the bell for all notifications. Go to the merchandise store at bonfire.com, the exclusive home of Outside the Brand, and its merchandise. You guys can get 15% off of the OTB version 3 t-shirt. The logo for those t-shirts are right on top there, you guys can go get that logo on your t-shirt today by going to the promo code at checkout and typing in MITB15 to get 15% off of your t-shirt. The only t-shirt that is available for is the version 3 t-shirt with our updated logo. The only reason why it's updated for that one and that one only was because Bonfire was weird today and it only allowed me to do that t-shirt. So I'll figure that out. But we'll get that all sorted out, and hopefully for future promo codes, it'll be for the whole store. And that's what I wanted to do it for the entire store, but it just didn't work out that way. It's only for the version 3 t-shirt. But regardless, you guys can get 15% off of that t-shirt, and that's great. So go get that today. MITB15 is the promo code, and it's from today, which was Money in the Bank Day, so yesterday, till I believe I put it for the end of the week. So you guys got until the end of the week to use that code. And yeah, you guys are going to be good to go. So it's going to be until the end of the week, and you guys got that. I could have done it for longer. I could have, but I thought a week was a good test for the promo code, just to see what was going on. And then obviously, as we expand, we can do more in the future. But yeah, because this was our first time. This was my first time setting up a promo code, and I had no idea what I was doing. But it actually was very seamless and easy. And we'll be doing more in the future once things come around.
Yeah.
This was just a test. See what will happen. Okay, so MITB15, 15% off of the version 3 t-shirt for the Outside the Brand logo. There you go. Take that with what you will. Buy the merch if you want. Rep OTB wherever you go.
Yeah.
There you go, guys. So thank you guys so much. Join us for tomorrow where we have that 3-person interview. It's going to be a great time. And yeah, going to be a great time. So thank you guys so much. That's most likely going to be the only episode for tomorrow because honestly, I thought we were going to do this review earlier on in the afternoon or earlier on tonight or later on tonight because I didn't expect us to do the review tonight. But Loff wanted to do it because he just said, yeah, Phil, we're doing this tonight. I'm like, okay, why not?
Yeah, man.
So I'm like, all right, whatever. Do it tonight, and we did. So thank you guys so much. Like, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. And we will see you guys tomorrow for another episode of OTB. We the ones. Liv, congratulations on being Miss Money in the Bank. Yeah, Liv, get hype. Oh.
Yes!
There you go. Good boy. We love you, Liv. Let's go. Miss Money in the Bank. We rise up. We the ones.